There are lines that should not be crossed. And guess what? You have to draw them. If you don't, people run your life and make a mess. We're talking about boundaries, what they are, why they matter, and if you stick around to the end, I'm going to give you some strategies to create boundaries that work for me. Let's get your life back. Boundaries are invisible lines that determine where you stop and others start, or others stop and you start. That space is very important, as you know. They help protect your time, your energy, your values, and your emotional well-being. Without boundaries or lines to keep people where they belong, other people and life circumstances are driving your life. Let's walk with boundaries. I call them lions. Life challenges, unchanging circumstances. It's more than a metaphor, it's a way of life. Whether in relationships, work, or social settings, healthy boundaries foster mutual respect and a stronger sense of self. You feel better about yourself when you have healthy boundaries. Boundaries help you communicate what's acceptable and what is not. Remember, I always say, train the people around you how to deal with you, how to treat you, how to be around you. If you don't, they will train you how you should be around them. And sometimes those things are not in alignment. Boundaries help you communicate what is acceptable to you or not. And if you're not clear, you'll find people all up in your cookies. You need to keep them where they belong, what works best for you. And be shameless about this. Without establishing boundaries, relationships can become very tricky. Physical boundaries are about our personal space, what's appropriate in terms of physical touch. Emotional boundaries protect our feelings, our emotional energy, and support our emotional regulation. Time-related boundaries help manage our availability and obligations around our most valued asset, time. Our time is our most valuable asset, and we must manage it meticulously, otherwise you won't have enough for you. Mental boundaries protect our personal beliefs, opinions, and thoughts that are valid and deserve to be respected. Financial boundaries relate to how we spend our money. We all know that money can ruin a relationship. If your financial boundaries are loose, some of your friendships will be too. Before we get to strategies about how to create healthy boundaries, let's talk about why boundaries matter. We can enjoy healthy and social relationships with people and experience feelings of trust, respect, and compassion. We feel better about our lives and have a greater trust in our ability to make healthy decisions for ourselves. Examples are loaning money, allowing people to stay with you, and managing how people treat you at work. Please like and subscribe. Boundaries are so important, and I have to say I'm still managing and training myself to create stronger boundaries. I can be a bit of a softie. I definitely like to help people, be there for people, and sometimes I don't leave enough time for me. So as I get older and mature into my life, I definitely have become very selfish with my time, my space, and the things that I do. Loaning money is the good one. If you can't lose it, don't loan it. It's not that they don't want to pay you back. Sometimes they literally cannot. They do not make enough money in their life to pay you back, and friends can disappear. And it's sad because money is something we use to make life work in capitalism, but it has nothing to do with this. So you want to make sure that when you're loaning your money, you're giving it to the person and you don't expect it back. And if it doesn't come back, let's hope that friendship is strong enough to handle that. We're about to get to setting healthy boundary strategies, but before then, let's talk about the benefits we experience when setting healthy boundaries. Setting boundaries offers many benefits that improve our overall quality of life. Protects mental health. Boundaries help reduce stress and prevent burnout. Constantly giving in to others' demands can lead to emotional exhaustion. Compassion fatigue. Feeling overwhelmed from constantly pouring from your empty cup is usually a result of not exercising boundaries. Fosters healthy relationships. Clear boundaries help people understand expectations and limits, reducing misunderstandings and resentment. You have to set boundaries with the people that you love. If you don't, you will find yourself constantly managing drama, because people are people. And people do people things. Toxic relationships are often associated with a lack of boundaries or a person not enforcing boundaries. Build self-esteem. Saying no when needed reinforces your sense of self-worth and helps you prioritize your needs. It is so empowering to set boundaries for yourself. This works and this doesn't work, and that's not negotiable. People who struggle to say no end up neglecting themselves. Sometimes we can become so unselfish that we fail to realize that we are being selfish to our own needs and feel unfulfilled. Promote autonomy. Boundaries allow you to make decisions independently and stay true to your values. I talk about values and core values all the time on this channel. You have to honor them, and honoring them means drawing boundaries and sticking to them. It's difficult to live as our authentic selves when we are constantly living according to others' expectations. Boundaries ensure that the decisions we are making are motivated by our own personal needs, desires, and expectations. Okay, look, don't just call me. That's my boundary. I tell my friends, do not just pick up the phone and call me. You must text me first. I am a busy person. I've got things to do. I do not have time for your random phone calls. So there's only a few people that I take a phone call from randomly, and I tell them, do not call me, text me first. This is important to me. I feel like I can control my life. I can say I'm available or I'm not, and I decide when I'm available. That's just me. And out of respect, I don't call them either. I text them first, always. Most of them know if you call without texting, I am not answering. This allows me to control my time guilt-free. Boundaries. We're about to get to creating boundary strategies, but before we do that, let's have a deeper look into boundaries. Healthy boundaries are limits you establish to safeguard your physical, emotional, and mental space. They are not walls to shut people out, they're guidelines to promote respect and healthy interactions. Some people look at boundaries as a force field that keeps people away. Don't confuse boundaries with defense mechanisms. Boundaries are not intended to create distance between yourself and other people. Quite the opposite. Healthy boundaries can help bring people closer into your circle of trust by establishing guidelines that communicate what you feel is safe and acceptable. There is nothing safer or more meaningful than a healthy boundary between you and a loved one. They also allow you to say no without guilt and yes without resentment. When boundaries are not in place, we can lack the ability to say no to situations and demands that are too much. This often happens in situations such as people-pleasing or taking on too many tasks to present ourselves as highly capable. You have to know yourself to know what's too much. You don't have time in your schedule for that. You know it, don't do it. Just say no. And be honest about what you can't do that day. Saying no to demands does not mean you are incompetent or incapable. It's actually a sign of intelligence. Knowing when to say no communicates that you are self-aware and know your limits. Episode 4, knowing your limits. You have to know yourself before you can draw boundaries around yourself. Not having boundaries in place or enforcing them often leaves us vulnerable to being used or taken advantage of, which can lead to negative feelings such as shame. I had a friend who let a friend stay with her. She had just had a baby, she had a dramatic relationship, she needed to get away, so she moved in with her friend, and things got really intense because the friend who moved in, she and the baby took over the house. My friend understood she had to be there for her friend, but it became too much. And my friend didn't say anything. She didn't set boundaries. She didn't set any house rules. That house became a nursery. And it included chauffeur to the grocery store, chauffeur here, chauffeur there. And the woman with the baby did not say thank you. It's, they're friends. And I guess all the thanks was kind of understood, but they didn't have healthy boundaries. That friendship went south really quick. And it took them years to come back together and be friends, just because boundaries were not set. These are beautiful, capable people, sweet and kind, but when life happens and those blinds get blurry, you can find yourself in a situation. Roommates must set boundaries. I really recommend having an agreement that you write down. Here's the bathroom rules, here's the kitchen rules, here's the guest rules. Have those rules set, because inevitably you're living with these people and things get blurry. Where you put the butter, where you put the toothpaste, this is mine, this is yours, all that stuff. If you're not clear, you have heard the horror stories. I've heard the horror stories. Thankfully, I've had some amazing roommates and I never had any horror stories. But I have friends with straight up horror stories and money and lawyers and awful, awful things, simply because they didn't set up the boundaries of what it was going to mean to live together. Friends, family, strangers. Boundaries make your home livable. Here are some strategies for setting healthy boundaries that work for me. Identify your limits. Know thyself. Self-awareness, self-reflection. If you don't know yourself, you can't protect yourself. If you haven't taken the exploration and done the hard work on yourself, you don't know where to put those boundaries. And then people will step all over them and be all up in your life. Before you can set healthy boundaries, you need to know what they are. What drains you? What makes you feel disrespected? When do you feel resentful or overwhelmed? Journaling or reflecting on past experiences can help you pinpoint these areas. There's that word again, reflection, as in reflection, optimism, authenticity, and resilience. Roar. You cannot roar if you don't know yourself by reflection. Tune into your feelings. Your emotions are signals. If you feel anxious, uncomfortable, or irritated in a situation, your boundaries might be getting crossed. And more importantly, as part of the work that we do, if you're feeling that feeling of sickness, that kind of internal stress and anxiety where you feel like you want to throw up and you're getting intense and you're getting your skin's on fire, you know that feeling? That's because a boundary's been crossed and maybe a core value has been stepped on. I know this feeling well. When it happens, I'm aware. The more aware you are, the more you can be active in your emotional regulation and can really see clearly through your situation. Check-in question. Am I doing this out of obligation or genuine desire? Know which one, or somewhere in the middle. Be very clear. This is a friend who's been there for me. I'm going to do this. Or I am dreading doing the X, Y, and Z, but I'm going to go. Know this, and it won't be so bad. If you go and don't manage the idea that you were going to dread it, it will be much harder to get through. Know thyself. So take time, that's what all these videos are about, to get to know yourself and love whatever there is and be non-judging. I've had to draw some very uncomfortable boundaries, and that's because I know myself. There are certain things I just cannot be with. And that means that boundary is strong and clear. And some people are not in my life because of it. And it's sad, and sometimes I feel bad about it. But there are lines I've learned in my age I'm just not going to cross anymore. Know thyself. Use clear, direct communication. Say what you need without over-explaining or apologizing. Use I statements. I'm not available to help with that right now. I need time to process this before responding. Let me get back to you. That's a good one. I'd like to use that one more. I tend to jump right in and try to make something happen before I've evaluated if I have the capacity to do something. Working on it. Assertive doesn't mean aggressive. Stay calm and be kind. Start small. If boundary setting feels intimidating, begin with low-stakes situations. Practice with someone safe and supportive. Small successes build confidence. Anticipate pushback. Some people may resist your new boundaries, especially if they've been benefiting from your lack of them. That doesn't mean you're wrong. Stay firm. You're not responsible for others' reactions to your boundaries. You can be responsible without taking responsibility. Be consistent. Stick to your boundaries. Inconsistency sends mixed messages and can lead to being taken less seriously. If you don't want to talk after 9 p.m., don't make exceptions unless you want to. If you call without texting, I am not going to answer unless I really, really want to. My friends know this. It's good. And new friends, learn it quick. Practice saying no without guilt. No is a complete sentence. You can say no kindly, but you don't have to justify it every time. Try thanks for thinking of me, but I can't commit to that right now. Most people understand no, and they will respect you for setting your boundaries if you have a habit of setting them. If you don't, it can be tougher. Use technology wisely. Set digital boundaries to protect your time and mental health. Silence notifications after work hours. Use the do not disturb mode. Set social media limits on your phone that work for you, not the other way around. My friends know I reply in Instagram Messenger, not Facebook Messenger. I don't know why I just don't go to Messenger Facebook. Make self-care a priority. Boundaries protect your energy so you can thrive. Respect your need for rest, solitude, fun, and support. And for me, I need my sleep. So I've got a very strict regimen. If I'm not on my regimen, I am not a kind person. So my sleep comes first, and my friends know this. I'm not going to be out of the club at 3 o'clock in the morning. Not happening. I am tucked in, happily asleep by then. And that's how I roll. Except for very, very special occasions like New Year's. If you don't respect your time, someone else will use it for you. Setting boundaries is an act of self-respect and a powerful tool for building healthy relationships. It may feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to people-pleasing, but long-term benefits are worth it. Setting boundaries doesn't have to be confrontational. It's about clear communication, respect for yourself and others, and consistency. Remember, your needs matter. Saying no to others often means saying yes to yourself. In Season 2, we've spoken about self-healing, letting go, fake love, knowing yourself and knowing your limits, internalized depression, ancestral wisdom, and we just spoke about creating healthy boundaries. Next up is love as resistance. That's a juicy one. It'll be here when it's posted. The full playlist will be there. There is a list of all the episodes in the season in the description, and also check out Season 1. A lot of good, juicy stuff about getting to know yourself and walking with your lions in reflection, optimism, authenticity, and resilience. Know thyself and draw your boundaries. You are worth it. And remember, one tribe, one planet, one world, one love. I'll see you there, outside of your boundaries.